I'll invite you to dinner tomorrow. How about that? Now you'll notice that in English we have to make this into the future tense with I will. I will invite you to dinner tomorrow. How about that? Our grammar requires us to do that. But you notice in Chinese they pull us off without any additional help for time. The only thing here that tells us it's in the future is the sentence beginning with 明天. So here Chinese are just using the word tomorrow to specify when what's happening in the rest of the sentence is going to take place. So all we need to know is that this is tomorrow, and that tells us that this here is happening in the future. Otherwise, this could be present tense as well. 明天我请你吃晚饭，怎么样? So Wang Peng answers in a strange way. Let's take. 你为什么请我吃饭? 你为什么请我吃饭? So this 为什么 is a word. You know 什么, and now we're going to add a 为 in front of it. 为什么 means why. 为什么 is the question word why. 你为什么请我吃饭? So you should be able to put the meaning of that together. Pause if you want to think about it. So Wang Peng asks, why are you inviting me to dinner? Okay. Bai Yinwei is going to answer. Now, you should know all of this now. We just learned this. 明天是. Let's see if you can decipher this first. 明天是高文中的生日. So that should be no problem for you. So the only thing new here is 因为. 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 因为 means because. Because. So in the previous slide, there was a question. 你为什么请我吃饭? Why are you inviting me out to eat? So Bai Yinwei comes back with a because statement using 因为. 因为明天是高文中的生日. So she explains why she's inviting him to dinner. So what does this sentence mean? Because tomorrow is Gao Wenzhong's birthday. Alright, you should understand most of the next sentence as well. Wang Peng comes back and says, 是吗? How? 还请谁? So you should know all of this. 请 means invite, and 谁 means who. Right? 是吗? How? 还请谁? So, 是吗? How? 还请谁? This 还 means also, or to, or as well. Okay, so can you put this whole thing together? 是吗? How? 还请谁? Really? Great. Who else are you inviting? So, 还 means also, but you have to look at this and find a proper way to translate it in English. It doesn't really go directly. Also, invite who? Also invite who? So we got to put it into something that makes sense in English. So basically what they're saying is, who else are you inviting? So look at, we use this in English, we have to use this progressive tense by using are, or the verb to be, and then adding an ing to the word invite. So you can see, compared with Chinese, English grammar is very complicated. And in fact, Chinese find it very difficult learning English grammar, because you can see how simple it is in Chinese. 还请谁, and you're done. None of this changing verbs and everything. 是吗? How? 还请谁? Alright, most of this you should have here. I think all you're missing is tongxue. Hi, you just learned this. Last slide. 还请我的同学里友. So 同学 means classmate. So this word 学 you know means study. 学生, you remember the word 学生 is the word for student. So here's that character again, now forming another word together with 同. And 同 means the same. 同 means the same as. 同. So a 同学 is the Chinese word for classmate. So 还请我的同学里友. So pause and translate that into English if you can. I'm also going to invite my classmate Leo. So you see again in English we have to put this I am going. We have this progressive tense to express something's going to happen in the future. In Chinese it's very simple. 还请我的同学 Leo. Also invite my classmate Leo. It seems like Wang Peng's a bit excited. He responds by saying, 那太好了，我认识 Leo， 他也是我的朋友，明天几点? Okay, so there's a couple things in here that we need to go over, but I think a lot of this you should be able to understand. 那太好了, I believe you should know. And 我认识 Leo. So Leo is the other girl in this drama that unfolds from unit to unit. So what do you think 认识 means? Well, I'm going to tell you down here, but and then 他也是我的朋友. That I think you should know already. So 认识 means to be acquainted with. So really the way this would normally be translated into English is to know, right? 我认识 Leo. I know Leo. That's how we say it in English. I know. But know in English also has another meaning. It means to know a piece of knowledge. So any of you who have studied Spanish will know that there are two words for to know. You have saber and conocer. So saber means to know some knowledge or some fact, and conocer means to know a person, to be acquainted with someone. So it's the same in Chinese. There are two separate verbs, one that means you know a person, and the other that means you know that George Washington was the first president of the United States, for example. So to be acquainted with. 那太好了，我认识Leo，他也是我的朋友。明天几点? Okay, the next thing in here that you needed help with is 朋友. So you'll notice that this 朋 is the same 朋 in Wang Peng. And this 友 is the same 友 as Leo. Right? So these two characters, when pulled together, actually have a meaning. It's a word. 朋友 means friend. 朋友. 那太好了，我认识 Leo，他也是我的朋友。明天几点? So what does that mean? Pause if you need to and put this together. So we have, that's great. 那太好了。I know Leo. 我认识 Leo. She is also my friend. 她也是我的朋友。What time tomorrow? 明天几点? 那太好了，我认识 Leo，他也是我的朋友。明天几点? Alright, this you shouldn't have a problem with. 明天晚上7点半. This you should know. 明天晚上7点半. Now this is a time here, I'll tell you that much before we take a look at the meaning on the next slide. But remember in Chinese, time is always expressed from the largest unit to the next largest unit, and then to the next, the largest unit to the next smallest and to the smallest here. So pause if you want to think about what that means before you go to the next slide. Tomorrow evening at 7:30. 明天晚上 tomorrow evening 7点半 at 7:30. So in this case, the word order is the same as it is in English. Okay, this next sentence you shouldn't have much of a problem with. 好，明天7点半见。好，明天7点半见。Pause and come up with the meaning for that, and then continue. Okay. 好. I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30. So here is a good example of Chinese word order. So we have 好, okay. 明天7点半 I'll see you. So Chinese like to put this 见 on the end, or the verb goes on the end of the time. 明天7点半见. And that concludes the Understand It video.